Hey there guys, DMO73 here, bringing you some spoilers for Vingolf 3, but before we get into that, I just wanted to show you guys something cool for you guys to go check out. I actually was just given the opportunity to write an article for the Force of Will website, all about trying to build locals. It was a huge opportunity and I took it, and the article is now live, so if you want to go check it out, here's just kind of a preview of it. So it talks about tips and tricks for a player to kind of work to try to build up their locals in conjunction with what their store is doing, so being an advocate for the game. So if you want to go check it out, there's a link down below to get you to that article. Huge thanks to Force of Will for the opportunity, and I'm also going to be writing 2 articles a month for them moving forward, so be sure to go check out their website to see what kind of cool content I'm going to be bringing over there. So let's go ahead and jump into Vingolf 3. So Vingolf 3, we already know, just to get you there, we already know that it's about these kind of 5 dragons kind of just have a fight about like who's best in terms of like one-shot lore, and so they're gonna be summoning characters from all over Force of Will's history to like do battle for them, and they're gonna be the rulers. So Vingolf 3 is like Ruler All-Stars or whatever. So today we actually got spoiled all 5 rulers, so we're gonna go through that really quick. So we have these 5 dragons, each one of them is an attribute. They all have a judgment cost of 2 basic for their color and then 3 colorless, so they're all judgment for 5. They all have energize, and they have this new ability called resonance. So resonance, light magic stone, resonance, wind magic stone, whatever. So resonance is this new ability where whenever on your side of the field that kind of magic stone comes into play from anywhere, the resonance trigger will go off. So when you call a stone, hit a light magic stone, bam, this will go off. If you had something to do, somehow bring a stone back from the grave, this would go off. Whatever. So it's a cool little effect. We're definitely going to see apparently this on creatures, not just rulers, but we're going to see it on creatures too. And so these are just some things to be aware of. So let's dig into the 5. You have the Guardian of the Light Magic Stones. His resonance is target resonator you control gains +2/+2 until the end of turn for resident light magic stones. So that's it's a little buff whenever you call a stone, which can be pretty important. And he flips over to the Avatar of Light Magic Stones. He's a 10/12 J ruler dragon with flying. When he enters your field, destroy all non-magic stone, non-J ruler cards. So when he flips, he nukes the board for both players. He's just a hard reset, and he's a 10/12 with flying. That's not bad for 5. You know, Pandora Dark was a one-sided nuke for 4, but like if you're thinking about playing in a sealed kind of format with Vingolf, that's not a bad effect. Also, this artwork is crazy, and I think if all these rulers come full art in the box, I'm gonna be super hyped. Next up, we have Guardian of Fire Magic Stones. Same thing. His energy, same thing. Judgment and Energize is the same. And his resonance for Fire Magic Stones, this card may deal 200 damage to target resonator. So it's a may, so it's not a mandatory, so that's important. And then 200 damage pinging something every time you call a stone. So pretty cool. Flips over to being a 12/10 instead of a 10/12. When he enters your field, he deals 1,000 damage to each resonator your opponent controls. And if a resonator dealt damage by this card would be put into a graveyard, it RFGs things. So the dragon here gets to nuke your opponent's board, but not necessarily, but also then RFGs them instead of sending them to the grave, which can be pretty important. Next, we have the Guardian of Water Magic Stones, who I think on the front side has the best ability. So Resonance Water Magic Stone, look at the top card of your deck, then put it on top or bottom of your deck. So, like, just being able to essentially scry one every single time you call a stone is pretty sweet. I like that a lot. On the flip side, the Avatar is an 11/11, so kind of averages the attack and defense. Also has flying. When enters your field, return all resonators your opponent controls back to their hands. So you bounce the board back to their hand. So I'm seeing a lot of tendency here to the opponent's side of the board. You just kind of, somehow kind of make a big tempo play with them. Then we have the Guardian of Wind Magic Stones. Resonance Wind Magic Stone. Target resonator gains tap, produce a will of any color until the end of turn. So that's pretty cool. The fact that you can ramp for any color every time you hit a Wind Magic Stone essentially means that every time you call a Wind Magic Stone, if you don't mind losing the creature for the turn, you just ramped up 2. which I think has some pretty impressive impact. Avatar of the Wind Magic Stones is also a 10-12, but this one doesn't have flying. That's important. When this card enters your field, you put 2 1/1 Wind Elf tokens into your field, and while it's on the board, resonators you control gain tap, produce any color. So essentially, Judgmenting with this guy essentially ramps you 2, but those 2 ramps are 2 creatures. So that's a pretty interesting mechanic, I think. And then lastly, we have the Guardian of Darkness Magic Stones. His resonance is Darkness Magic Stone, target J/res gains -1/-1 until end of turn. So he does a stat neg. And then he flips over. He has flying. He's a 12-10, just like the fire guy. When this card enters your field, your opponent banishes 2 resonators. So that doesn't seem necessarily as good because your opponent gets to pick them. So if they have 2 little weaklings, then that's not going to be nearly as impactful. But it's still, it's a good tempo play. It's essentially a 2-for-1. And you're putting a big 10-12 flyer on the board. So that is it for the 5 rulers. We are going to be seeing Vingolf spoilers on Fridays each week, Friday evenings. So probably goes live on my channel on Saturdays moving forward. But let me know what you guys think of these cards. Vingolf comes out in February. I know I'm really hyped for it. Let me know what you think about it in the comment sections down below, as well as kind of what content you would like to see me write about. And until next time, this is TMO73 signing off.